Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Michelle. If you're new here, this is your wish fulfilled on YouTube. Okay, so today, one of my favorite topics, because if you get this topic down, you guys, everything else downhill. And we're going to be talking about your feeling state. And if you can learn how to control and change your feeling state, everything else it's in the bag. Okay, now this is just the intro video. This may be a series. I may just have this all in one long video. I don't know yet. This is definitely the intro to why your feeling state is so important and what exactly makes up your feeling state. Like how how can you change and control your feeling state? Okay, that's this video. First, what I want to touch on real quick is, why is your feeling state so important? Okay, your feeling state is so important, you guys, because that is what you are constantly in the process of manifesting. Not only is your feeling state the secret to having the life that you want, it is through your feeling state that you are manifesting your 3D circumstances in reality. And let me pause this real quick because sorry, I had to write something down or I'll forget it. All right, anyway, so your feeling state is how you are manifesting every single experience, every single relationship. It's literally the key to everything you're experiencing. It is the key to manifestation, whether you are manifesting on purpose or not. Okay, so why is it so important other than that? Okay, so everything that you do, you guys, everything that you do, everything that you want to do, every single heart's desire that you have, every goal that you want to manifest, everything comes back to your feeling state. Okay, there is a reason why you want to manifest in a specific person, or you want to manifest in a future spouse. It's going to help you achieve a certain feeling state. Okay, in fact, human behavior really boils down to two things. Okay, you're driven by two things. You're driven by wanting to feel a certain way. Okay, so you're either seeking out a certain emotion or you are avoiding feeling a certain way. That's it. You're driven by two forces, running away from pain or running towards pleasure. So it all goes back to your feeling state. It is literally the key to everything. Okay, and if you can learn how to control and change your feeling state on purpose, like consciously, the universe, everything is just going to unlock for you. Okay, so what I am teaching you how to do on my channel is to remove the standard, not the standards, it's more like the rules, okay, that you might have in order, like to say, in other words, in order for me to feel loved, I need this person to act, think, and do a certain way. And that's the only way that I can feel loved. Or in order for me to feel worthy of love, I need this person to act, think, and show up a certain way for me. Okay, what I teach you how to do is I teach you how to let go of those rules and regulations so that you can just feel loved all the time, regardless of what anybody else is or is not doing. Okay, so when it comes to feeling states, you guys, most of us are programmed with, there's like 4 basic feeling states that we are all working to have fulfilled. Okay, feelings, wants, needs, it all comes back to a feeling. Okay, so there's 4 of them, and I'm going to tell you what those are right now. So one of those is going to be, you want to feel a sense of certainty or a sense of security. Okay, within that realm, think about control, wanting to feel in control, wanting to feel safe. And safety doesn't necessarily just mean physical safety. It can include that, but it also can include like emotional and mental safety as well. Okay, wanting to feel comfortable, All of that is, you know, wanting to feel a sense of certainty. All right. The flip side of that coin is going to be wanting to feel a sense of variety, um, wanting to feel inspired, wanting to feel motivated, excited, wanting to feel alive inside. Okay. Things like that. So that is going to be the flip side of that is the need for variety. Okay. Then we also have a need to feel loved and connected or connected. They're not the same thing. Okay. And then the last one, and these are not in any, you know, certain like sequence of importance. I'm just listing them out. The last one is a need to feel significant, to feel important, to feel apart from, to stand above the rest, you know, extraordinary. Okay. And so we are driven. Those are like 4 of our drivers, those things. And usually what we have set up within ourselves, because our needs and our wants and our feelings, a lot of this stuff can be subconscious and then, you know, as well as conscious. And so you may have a very subconscious need to feel worthy, to feel important of love, worthy of love. And you have a set of rules and standards and regulations that need to be met or that are required in order for you to feel loved and connected. Okay. And so the best thing that we can do is to release whatever those rules and those wants are, so that we can just feel loved and connected all the time, regardless of what anyone is doing, what they're not doing, how they're showing up or not showing up. Okay. And this is true for all of the core wants, needs, you know, the feelings. Like, in order for you to feel safe, okay, what is it that you need? What certain criteria, requirements need to be met in order for you to feel safe. Okay. And we release those criteria so that you can just learn how to feel safe all the time, regardless of what's going on out there. You have to remember that when we are manifesting, you guys, what we are manifesting is our feeling state. So if you are saying that in order for me to feel safe, I want to feel safe. Okay. What you are saying is I don't feel safe right now. Okay. I want to feel safe because I lack feeling safe right now. So we release and let go of the wants so that we can put ourselves into a state of already feeling safe, so that we can manifest things in our 3D reality that will reflect us feeling safe already. Okay, because think about it. If you want to feel safe, that is usually coming from a lack of feeling safe. And so what do you think you're manifesting? You're manifesting relationships and circumstances and events, situations that will leave you wanting to feel safe. In other words, not feeling safe at all. Okay. That's why we release whatever requirements, criteria, standards, or rules that we have on what we need to happen out there in order for us to feel safe in here. Okay. This work starts from the inside and then it pushes out. Okay. I hope that makes sense. All right. So real briefly, before we get into what makes up your feeling state, we're going to talk about 3D circumstances, your 3D reality. Okay. Let's say that you have a want to feel important, a want to feel good enough. Okay. And because you want to feel good enough, what you are manifesting are relationships and circumstances and situations and events and happenings that leave you in the state of wanting to feel good enough. In other words, not feeling good enough. Okay. You're manifesting proof that you're not good enough. What this work is going to help you do and really realize and internalize and integrate is that 3D circumstances it's not proof. Okay. Someone telling you that you are not good enough is not proof that you are not worthy. It is simply feedback that you yourself are not feeling good enough. That's all it is. I want you to really start to look at your 3D circumstances, your 3D reality, as feedback of what's going on in here and what's going on in here, okay? Because that's all it is. The minute that you change what's going on in here and on in here, your proof, your feedback will change, okay? So I just wanted to make sure that I touched down on that a little bit. Of course, I'm going to be, sharing a lot more videos and stuff like that to remind you, okay? Repetition is the mother of all habit. All right, so let's talk about how exactly do we control and or change our feeling state. So your feeling state is actually made up of three things. I call it your Trinity, okay? So your feeling state is made up of your thinking, okay, your thought patterns, your belief structures, your assumptions, your self-concept, okay, your thoughts, your mind. It's also made up of your emotional state, okay? And then it's also made up of your physiology. So all three of those things together combine to make up a certain feeling state, okay? And feeling states can be a myriad of things. It can be happy, joyful, courageous, certain, okay? It can also be doubtful. Like you can be using your thoughts, your emotional state, and your body to put yourself into a state of uncertainty, a state of doubt, okay? And so if you are wanting to change your feeling state, you look at your Trinity. You look at what it is you're focusing on, the languaging that you're using, okay, the beliefs that are looping. You also look at your feeling or your emotional state, what it is you're feeling in your body. Okay, then you look at your physiology. What posture are you, what feeling are you wearing? What posture are you wearing? Because depression looks, the same way on me that it's going to look on you. Okay, depression has a very distinct posture. It's universal. So does happy. So does joyful. So does elated. Okay, so your posture and or your physiology is going to have a direct effect on your feeling state. Okay, so from here on out, what we're going to do is just take one part of the Trinity and probably what we're going to end up talking more about, you guys, is the emotional part of the Trinity, because that is where a lot of people are kind of left on red. They don't know really how to change their emotional state. Okay, so we're going to briefly talk about the thinking part of the Trinity, briefly talk about the physiology portion of the Trinity. We're going to spend most of our time, though, talking about the emotional part of the Trinity, because that is where a lot of people are getting stuck. Okay, and it is very difficult to change your feeling state when the emotional aspect of it is so strong that we'll talk about that part when we get to it, okay? We'll just leave this right here. All right, you guys, I will see you in the next video or the next portion where we are going to be talking about your thinking, okay? The thinking part of your Trinity. I'll see you there. Hey, you guys, we are back. We are talking about our feeling state, how to control and how to change our feeling state. All right. So we are talking about the thinking part of the Trinity. Okay. Your thoughts, your belief structures, your assumptions, your self-concept, everything having to do with the mind. Okay. Mind-based stuff. All right. And so one of my favorite resources, you guys, about this part of the Trinity is going to be a book called Loving What Is by Byron Katie. Okay. It's linked in the description box below. It's linked in all of my videos because it is very important to learning how to control this aspect of your Trinity, of your feeling state. Okay. But one of the things she talks about is like how the root of all suffering comes from believing the thoughts that you are thinking without questioning them first. Okay. So one of the things that we talk about, you hear a lot about, are ego. Okay. Ego. Now, what I want you guys to understand that the Trinity, they're all tools. It's not who you are. Okay. Your thinking, your mind is one of them. You're not your mind. You have a mind to use here. It is a tool, just like your ego. Okay. Your ego is a tool, and it is either programmed to help you or it is programmed to destroy you. Okay. I don't mean to be so dramatic, but it is what it is. And so, many of us are dealing with what I call programmed distortions, okay? Because at the core of who you are, you guys, you are worthy no matter what is going on in your 3D reality. You're worthy, okay? You are beautiful no matter what is going on in your 3D reality or what somebody may be telling you, okay? Thinking, if you have a belief system that tells you that you're not worthy, that is a distortion, okay? That is a programmed distortion. If you have a belief that money is hard to come by, that is a distortion, okay? When you really get ingrained to come to the realization of who and what you truly are, okay, and that would be the operant power of your reality. You are the sovereign creator of your reality. When you really get that ingrained, you really start to see how you start to see the distortions as to what they are, simply distortions. They're not the truth, they're lies, okay? Now, this is why it can be very, what language am I wanting to use? Because the mind is simply a filter, okay? Your mind is a tool, and your ego is a tool that is used to kind of filter out lies from truth. But when you are programmed with distortions, your mind will label something as truth when it actually is not. Okay. So if you have someone coming towards you and they're saying that you are not good enough, now you will either have a distortion that says, yes, that is true, or you'll have the reality that says, no, it's not. Okay. And I'll give you another example. If you've got somebody coming towards you and they're saying the sky is, the sky is green, you'll kind of look at them and like, your mind will either label that as truth or as a lie. Okay. If somebody comes up to you and says, say, like I have very dark hair. If somebody comes up to me and says, your hair is red, I'm going to look at them like, my mind is either going to label that as fact or fiction. Okay. Based on what I believe my reality to be. Okay. This is how the mind works. So, but there's programming in place that is either going to help you or it's going to, not help you, harm you. Okay. It's either going to help or harm you. So looking at your languaging, looking at your thought patterns, looking at your belief structures and your self-concept, and really work on reprogramming your mind so that it is going to be able to filter through the bullshit, and reprogram and realize like what the truth actually is, rather than just working on autopilot, is really going to help you out quite a bit. And the book Loving What Is by Byron Katie helps you to rewrite that programming, because you may have a really convincing story why you're not good enough, or why, your SP isn't going to come back, or they're not going to want you, they're going to want somebody else more than you. You might have a really convincing story. And really what that story is saying is that I've got this proof out there that is giving me evidence that I'm not. And like I said in the intro video, when you really start to look at 3D reality as what it really is, it's your manifestation of what has been going on with your feeling state up to this point, meaning what's been going on with your thinking, your emotional state, and your physiology. Okay. You just see it as feedback as what's going on in here and in here. That's all 3D circumstances are. Okay. The reason why your SP or your specific person might be blind to your worth is because you are blind to your worth. They are just a manifestation of what is going on with you. When you really start looking at your 3D reality as feedback rather than proof, your whole world is just going to fucking change. on a dime. Okay. It's going to be so simple for you to be able to just look like, oh, okay, this person is still not showing up the way that I want him to. It's because of what's going on in here. Now I need to know what I need to tweak. And all of a sudden this person is showing up exactly the way you want him to. Okay. You guys, it's magic. All right. So is there anything else I want to talk about? Really, you guys, just if you're having a hard time reprogramming your mind, letting go of old stories, detaching your worth from what's going on, in the 3D reality, go check that book out, Loving What Is by Byron Katie. It's linked in the description box below. It's going to help you question yourself out of those programmed distortions, because that's all it is. Okay. Your 3D reality, if there's anything going on in your circumstances that are showing you proof of what you're not wanting to experience or feel or anything like that, it's just feedback. That's all it is. Okay. I'm going to keep saying that until I know it's driven home in you. Okay. So up next, we are going to talk about the physiology part of your Trinity and how you can use your physiology to influence and or change your feeling state. Okay. See you there. Hey, all right, we're back. We were talking about your feeling state, how to control and change your feeling state anytime you want to. We've already talked about the thinking or the mind part of your Trinity. Now we're talking about your physiology, okay? I believe there is a saying in the Bible, putting on the armor of something. They talk about putting on the armor of God, but they talk about putting on the armor of like specific kinds of like spiritual gifts or whatever. Okay. When you think about feeling states have a look. They show up a certain way in the body, and that's there. It does that for a reason. So think about the feeling state, like think about depression and what depression looks like. Depression is going to look on me the very same way that it looks on you, the very same way that it looks on my neighbor, on anybody, my friends, your friends. Depression has a look. Your body wears depression the same way that everybody else's body does. Okay. Same with angry. Okay. Your expression looks a certain way when you're angry. Your body looks a certain way. You feel energy tensed up, same way with euphoria and bliss. Okay. Your physiology houses and expresses those feeling states a certain way, and you can actually activate those feeling states by putting on those feelings. Okay, so think about if you're wanting to feel jovial, if you're wanting to feel a sense of joy, what's the first thing you can do on your body to get yourself in that state? Okay, and I'm doing it right now. I'm just smiling, right? And the reason why, and this is called posturing, changing your posture, okay? Because your physiology is very, very connected to your feeling state, your emotional state, and your thinking state, okay? Very intertwined. It's very hard to think really bad thoughts when you're just beamed up like that. And from just doing that, I can feel joy just coming out of me. Okay. It's one of the most magical effing things ever. What we are not going to be talking about for the physiology portion, you guys, is, like diet and exercise. Okay. Those things can influence your energy, but they don't, when you think about what creates energy, you create energy. Okay. You do. It's not food. It's not exercise. It's not sleep or anything like that. Your energy state comes directly from you and how you utilize your Trinity. Okay. So when people are talking about, and Tony Robbins is really good at talking about this portion of the Trinity. He's even had people do studies on how physiology affects the feeling state, with statistics and things of that nature. So if you are interested in learning more in depth on how your physiology, like you want the science behind it, just go Google or YouTube Tony Robbins Physiology. He talks a lot about the actual studies that have been done linking this. And so Tony Robbins teaches on that one of the fastest ways to change your feeling state is to change your physiology. Okay. I agree somewhat, because you'll understand why when we get to the emotional part of the Trinity. Okay. Because your physiology is one of the fastest ways to change your feeling state if you're not triggered. Okay. If you are triggered and you're in this loop, this cycle loop, it's going to be very difficult for some people. Okay. Not everybody, but it can be very difficult for some people to instantly get out of that simply by changing their physiology. Okay. And I'll explain why that is in the next installment where we talk about your emotional state. Okay. So when you're speaking about physiology, think about anything that also utilizes the senses of your body. Okay. So aside from posture, okay, expressions and stuff like that, you want to utilize your body, okay, including your voice, okay, your senses and your voice. And I believe Tony Robbins also talked about something, how when you utilize sound with posture, okay, and you're beaming and you utilize sound, it does something with like the reptilian part of the brain. It breaks you out of, I think, the survival mode. Okay. So like if you are exercising, there's a reason why, like when you're at concerts and you're at events and you're woo like that, there's a reason why that feels good. Okay. It busts through, I believe, probably the story. I can't remember what he said, but I've always noticed that for myself. When I exercise and I work out, I love to dance. I love, just because that's, being me, just kind of being in my body. And so I love to dance. It really connects me with my body. And one of the things I really get into is, I vocalize a lot while I'm working out. And I've always done it before I even knew why it felt good. Now I know why. Now I know why it feels good when I'm being so vocal during my workouts. You guys, I hoot and holler. I'm like, yeah, you know what I mean? And also, I will tell you that a really quick way to reprogram your mind with a really helpful self-concept is while you're working out. Okay. Because using your body in a certain way just puts you into a sense of certainty. And so when you're in that feeling state of certainty and then you are speaking affirmations, building your self-concept, it's one of the quickest ways, aside from SATs, which is, why am I going blank? It's SATs. It's Neville Goddard, the Neville Goddard community. Something akin to the state. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm just blanking out here. It's all right, you guys. We're not talking about that. All right. I talk about SATs in different videos. For some reason, my mind just blanked on SATs. What the hell? If you're here, you know what SATs means, drop it in the comment box below. I can't believe I forgot what SATs is. Okay. Anyway, something akin to the state. We'll just leave it there. Whew. Anyway, so your physiology is going to be one of the quickest ways, if you're not triggered, okay, if you're not feeling triggered on something, your physiology is going to be one of the quickest ways to change your feeling state. Okay. In other words, if you're just kind of feeling blah, you're not really kind of feeling, you're definitely not feeling inspired. Okay. One of the quickest ways to kind of liven it up is to put on the feeling state of excitement. What does excitement look like? What does excitement do? Excitement might jump around and, hoot and holler. And that's what we mean. That's what I mean when I say put on excitement, because that's going to activate that feeling inside of your body. This is why, and he gets a lot of flack from people who don't understand his reasoning for doing it. This is why Tony Robbins is constantly taking breaks and getting people to jump up and down and change their posture and hoot and holler and stuff like that, because he knows the benefit of helping somebody to get into a peak feeling state. Okay. There's so many benefits to getting yourself into a peak feeling state. What I talk about here on this channel, though, is the benefit The ultimate benefit for you to get yourself into a peak feeling state, especially by using your physiology, is because you get to manifest whatever the hell you want. Okay. Your feeling state is what you're constantly manifesting. Do you want to manifest more things to feel excited about, or do you want to manifest more things to feel depressed about? Okay. This is why this is so important. This is why, he really, works. I don't want to say he works so hard, but that's his key. That's the base of his teaching, is getting you into a peak feeling state. Okay. And this is my focus for you as well, is you learning how to get yourself into a peak feeling state. And if you want to feel excited, one of the quickest ways that you can put yourself or get yourself into a feeling state of excitement is to put on the posture of excitement. Okay, put on the movement of excitement. What does excitement look like? What does it feel like? What is excitement doing to your body? Okay, like for me, when I'm excited, there's different levels of excitement. I might be jumping around. I'm beaming no matter what I'm doing, like, smiling, I might be laughing, hooting and hollering. Okay, stuff like that. If you want to feel inspired, what does inspired look like on your body? How does inspired show up? If you're wanting to feel certain and safe, what does that look like? Okay. If you want to feel important and significant, what does that feeling look like in the body? If you want to feel joy, elated, what does that look like? Ecstasy. What does ecstasy look like? What are you doing with your body? What are you doing with your voice? What are you doing with your facial expression when you're in the midst of ecstasy? You can activate these feelings without needing anything to happen in the 3D realm. You can feel those things right now. Okay. You can do it by changing your physiology, is one of the ways. So something else that you can do, you guys, is by using your physiology, is to change your location, like actually get yourself into a whole nother environment. Okay. Something where you can utilize the senses of your body differently. This is where we talk about, painting, dancing, sculpting, swimming, things, candle making, because, the smell, cooking, things that are going to utilize the senses of your body. That's another way for you to be able to use your physiology to change your feeling state. Okay. One of the reasons why physiology is so important is because it's one of the ways for you to be able to get out of your mind and into your body. Okay. One of the things about being trapped in our mind, that's where all the chaos starts. Okay. That's where, something can be triggered. It starts up here, and then it just stirs everything up down here. Okay. So one of the quickest ways to get out of your body, to get out of your head and into your body, is to really activate the senses of your body. Okay. You can focus on your breathing, and you can breathe in and out through, I usually do it through the heart and like the solar plexus chakra, but it's wherever you feel guided to. Focus on breathing is one of the biggest ways that you can connect with your body. Okay. Your physiology is just a way for you to connect with your body. All right. We're going to end this one here. And the next, what we're going to talk about is going to be your emotional state. Okay. And how you're able to control and change your emotional state in a way that you're not expecting. Okay. It's not how, it's not how we change our thinking, and it's not how we change our physiology. Okay. So I'm probably going to spend most of my time there, simply because it's just something that not many of us have learned how to do. All right. So I'll see you at that portion of the video. All right, you guys, this is the final installment of this portion of the video. Okay. Final installment of learning how to control and or change your feeling state. All right. We're going to be talking about your emotions. Okay. And This is where a lot of people get stuck and tripped up at, okay? A lot of people that are in the Neville Goddard community, a lot of people that start there will usually start to kind of veer away from there because they haven't learned how to really control their feeling state. And this is why, is because the emotional part of it. I will say that any coach or any teacher that is telling you that your feeling state is not that important is doing you a huge disservice. Okay, your feeling state is the most important aspect of your entire life. It is literally what drives your every behavior, your every desire. It is also how you are manifesting your experiences. Okay, you are manifesting what you're feeling 24/7, good or bad. Okay, and so I left this part for last for this very reason. It's where most people get tripped up. It's where most people get stuck. Okay, so your emotions. You cannot control or change your emotional state in the same way that you can change your thinking and your physiology. Okay, the way that you deal with your emotional state, if you try to change your emotional state in the same way that you change your thinking and your physiology, it's going to just make it worse. Okay, your feeling state, your emotional state. Your emotions are the feminine part of you, because we're all made of inner feminine, inner masculine energy. Okay, so, and your inner masculine and inner feminine, they're two different sides of the coin. And what works for masculine energy, mind-based energy, does not work for feminine, emotional-based energy. If you try to approach emotions the same way that you do your thinking, it's going to make it worse. You've probably experienced that. Okay, so this is how you deal with your emotions. Quite literally, you don't try to change them, you sit with them. Okay, there is a process that you can follow that will help you do this. And I will share that process with you here in a second. I got it from a book called The Sedona Method by Hill Dwoskin. It'll be linked in the description box below. It's linked in all of my videos because it's that important. Okay. Another good resource that you can look up is Letting Go by Dr. David R. Hawkins. That's one's not linked below. You just look it up on Amazon. Okay. But by far the best resource that I've found that will help you learn how to change your emotional state, especially if you're feeling triggered, is the Sedona Method. Okay. So this is just kind of the really quick version. Okay, this is going to get you acquainted with the Sedona Method, basically how to control your emotional state. All right, so as we talked about in the very first video installment in this series, your behavior is driven by 4 core wants and or needs, and really it's just feelings. You need to feel a certain way. Okay, security and or certainty, love and connection, variety, and the last one is significance and or importance. Okay, I went more into detail in the first video. Go check it out. Okay, if it's not all one video. And part of being able to release, to change your emotional state, especially if you're feeling triggered, is learning how to abide in that feeling long enough for it to process up and out. Okay, so this is the process that you'll want to go through. So when you are feeling triggered, or when you're feeling like you can't get past a certain emotion, the first thing you want to do is and you can use whatever languaging you want. The first question or the first step is to ask yourself, can I welcome this? Can I welcome this feeling? Can I welcome wanting security? Can I welcome wanting to feel good enough? Like whatever that is, okay? Whatever emotion you're dealing with that makes you feel like you're stuck, okay? Can you welcome? If you don't like that word, okay, you can say allow. Can I allow this to be here? Can I let this be here? Can I sit with it for a minute? Because what ends up happening, especially since we are so programmed to approach everything in our masculine energy, in other words, changing it, fixing it, making it go away, okay? The first thing our mind is going to want to do is just to get in there and fix it, okay? So this, you have to understand that we're not inviting it in. That's not what welcoming means. Okay. We're not inviting it in. It's already here. So the first question is, can I welcome this? Means that you are allowing this emotion to be here. You're not trying to change it. You're not trying to fix it. You're not trying to make it go away. You're not trying to numb it out. You're not trying to step it down or anything like that. Because normally what ends up happening, you guys, it's right here. Because our inability to welcome it or allow it to be there is what will trigger coping mechanisms and addictions and distractions. Okay. Things that will kind of take the steam off just a little bit for that, just enough so that that trigger is able to go back down into the realm of our subconscious and, you know, for the next time it gets triggered. Okay. When you are releasing these wants and these needs and these feelings and these triggers, once you fully release them, those triggers are no longer there. Okay. They're no longer there. So this is partly, you know, for your mind to realize, okay, we're not inviting it in. This feeling is already there. You're already dealing with it. It's already something that is affecting your current feeling state. Okay. So first, can I allow this to be here? Can I welcome this feeling? Can I welcome wanting whatever it is I'm wanting? Okay. Can I welcome feeling whatever it is I'm feeling? Wherever it is I'm feeling it, can I welcome this? And then as you get more comfortable, more adept in this process, you will start to feel from the very first, just welcoming, just allowing and letting it be, you will start to feel that energy start to lift up and out. It will start to lighten, dissipate, weaken right from the get-go. As you get, you know, more comfortable with this process. And then the second question is, can I let go of feeling whatever it is I'm feeling? Can I let go of wanting whatever it is you're wanting or needing or anything like that? Okay. And I will use an example here in a second to kind of give you an idea of how this process works with an actual feeling or want or whatever. Okay. And then there's a third and a fourth question. They're not always needed. Okay. The first and the second question, when you get really good and comfortable with this process, releasing will happen like that. Sometimes you don't even need to go beyond the first question. It just instantly releases it the minute you're like, okay, I'm just going to drop into my body. I'm going to feel this emotion, whatever's here, you know, I'm just going to let it be. Boom, it releases out. It can happen immediately. Okay. So the third question, though, is for when your mind is really stuck. Okay. Your mind is really strong and it's really programmed and it's just like battling you. It's like, no, I can't welcome this. No, I can't allow it. No, I'm not going to let go. No. Or it could just be like, I don't know. I'm not sure. I feel doubtful. Okay. It's like maybe there's a part of you that wants to let go. You just don't know if you can or if you're doing it right. Okay. The third question is for those of us that have that, you know, that mind masculine energy kind of still in there, wanting to control things. And so it goes something like, well, if you could welcome feeling whatever it is you're feeling, or if you could welcome wanting, would you welcome if you could? Okay. Or, you know, if you could let go of feeling, or if you could let go of wanting, would you let go if you could? Okay, would you? Would you if you could? All right, because it doesn't matter what resistance your mind is kicking up. Okay, that's where resistance comes from, you guys. Your resistance comes from your mind. Okay, so no matter what resistance your mind is kicking up, the releasing process, you're releasing anyway. Okay, just contemplating, just contemplating it is releasing. Okay, and then there is a fourth question, and it goes something like, when will I let go? Okay, you can let go anytime you want to. You can let go right now. You can let go in an hour. You can go let go, next week, next month, whatever. Okay. When are you going to let go of wanting to feel good enough? When are you going to let go of wanting to feel in control? When are you going to let go? Okay. And so we'll pick a very common want in need. We'll say right now what we're not feeling good enough. Okay, and I'll do both. We'll do wanting to feel good enough, and we will do not feeling good enough. Okay, so first, let's say something happens in your 3D reality and it's triggered you. Now you're not feeling good enough, you're not feeling worthy, whatever the languaging may be. Okay, what you do is first you say, okay, can I allow myself to not feel good enough? Can I welcome not feeling good enough? Can I allow this to be here? Can I sit with it for a second without wanting to change it, wanting to fix it, wanting it to go away? Because this is how emotions are. Okay, if you try to fix an emotion, if you try to cover it up, it's just going to make it worse. It's not going to allow it to process out, which is exactly what we want it to do. We want that feeling to process. Okay, it's not going to go away by distracting yourself from it, by numbing it out, by a coping mechanism or anything like that. All that's going to do is just take the steam off of it and then allow it to go back into your subconscious. I say mind, but really it's more than that. Okay, your subconscious, where it can be triggered at a later time. Okay, and this is why this work is so important, you guys, because that is still energy, whether you are conscious of that or not. Okay, the reason why you are experiencing in your 3D reality proof, okay, I call it feedback. The reason why you are experiencing feedback in your 3D reality that you're not good enough, and feedback can look like somebody rejecting you, leaving you for someone else, telling you that you're not good enough or anything like that, is because that is what's in your energy field. It's there whether you're conscious of it or not. That's why you keep manifesting it, because it's in here and it's in here. You have a thought pattern that, you've got a self-concept of you not being good enough. And then you also have a feeling of not feeling good enough. And that's what you are continuing to manifest. That's why this work is so important, because it literally changes your energetic vibe. It changes your vibe so that what you are manifesting on purpose and on autopilot are experiences that you actually want to have. Okay, without even having to think about it. All right, so can I welcome not feeling good enough? Can I welcome feeling rejected? Can I welcome feeling passed over? Whatever languaging feels good to you, okay? Can I just sit with this feeling for a second, no matter how uncomfortable it is? The mind will try and the mind tries to lie to you and tell you, if you just allow yourself to sit with it, that you're going to continue manifesting it. See, that's how it works for the mind-based energy, masculine-based energy. That's not how it works for feminine-based energy. Once that emotion is there, you have to allow it to be there. We're not talking about dwelling, okay? We're not setting up camp and living there, okay? You allowing yourself to feel it is what's going to allow it to finally process and lift out and get out of you. And then you can finally connect to the truth of who and what you really are, okay? Which is worthy. You're worthy all the time, no matter what. All right? Okay, then you ask yourself, okay, can I let go? Can I let go of feeling rejected? Can I let go of feeling not good enough, unwanted, passed over? Can I let go of that feeling, whatever that feeling is? And then, of course, the third and the fourth question is there if you need it to. So if your mind is saying, no, I can't welcome this, I can't let go of this, then the third question is, well, if I could welcome feeling rejected, would I? Okay, no matter what your answers are in this process, you're still releasing. Okay, no matter what the mind is doing, no matter what resistance is being kicked up, you're still releasing. Okay, and then of course the fourth question is when. When will you let go, or when will you welcome? Okay, now is like the best time ever, right? Okay, so I'll take it again from a standpoint of wanting to feel good enough. Okay, so the first question obviously is, can you welcome wanting to feel good enough? Can you welcome wanting to feel worthy? Now, why would you want to let go of wanting to feel worthy? Because remember, as long as you are wanting to feel worthy, you are manifesting experiences that are going to keep you from actually experiencing it. Okay, because that's the energy that you are manifesting. Okay, because it's coming from a feeling of lack. If you're wanting to feel worthy, it is because you don't feel worthy, and that is what you're manifesting, is things that continue to make you not feel worthy. Okay, so can I welcome, or can I sit with wanting to feel worthy? Then can I let go of wanting to feel worthy? Can I let go of wanting to feel chosen? Can I let go of wanting to feel first pick, or top priority, or whatever? Can I let go of that? Fourth question is, would I welcome, or would I let go of? And then the fourth question is when. Okay, and that's how that process works. It may take several passes for this to for you to really start to feel that energy start to dissipate. Okay, so the question might be, well, how many times do I release this? As many times as it takes. Okay, as you get really, like I said earlier, as you get really good with this process, you'll start to feel it release instantly. But there may be multiple triggers that trigger the same want or need. Okay, multiple triggers, and you just release them as they come up. Okay, so like I said, this work is so important because as you release through these triggers, as you release through these wants and these needs and wanting to feel a certain way, you start to remove the emotional charges from whatever the triggers are. You start to remove that want and that need from outside circumstances. You really start to learn how to feel good on purpose just because. When you can learn how to feel good on purpose just because, that is like where freedom comes from. And this is where your manifesting power starts to go through the roof, because there's not going to be any resistance anywhere to being able to activate a certain feeling state, especially if you are consciously wanting and working on manifesting something specific. Okay. The key to manifesting anything and everything in life, you guys, is being able to at least manifest from a standpoint of absolute certainty. Okay, anything higher above that is just like rocket juice. Okay, but if you can get yourself to a state of absolute certainty on anything that you are manifesting, that thing is happening, period, point blank, no doubt whatsoever. Okay, anytime you're in any kind of a feel-good state, that thing is going to happen. But part of like manifesting has two different parts. Okay, it's got the masculine mind-based energy part, then it also has the feminine emotion heart-based part. Okay, and there's a time when you need to be in the mental mind masculine based energy, and then there's a time when you need to be in the feminine heart-based, body-based energy. And it's just knowing when to be in one and to flip into the other. But that will be for a different class. Okay, this is all just about learning how to control your feeling state so you can have the life that you've always wanted. You're manifesting what you want on autopilot all the time, no matter what without even thinking about it. All right. All right, you guys, that was the class, I guess you can call it. Do me a favor, comment below, let me know what you thought. Definitely like, share and subscribe if because I'm going to be teaching so much more. There's so much to the subject than what I can share in one video. So make sure that you are subscribing, you're hitting that notification bell. Go check out my playlist. There's often going to be a lot of things there that you may have missed. And then let's see, smash that like button for me to kind of help with the YouTube algorithm and help grow this channel. And thank you so much for the time that you've given me. Oh, before I forget, I am available for one-on-one coaching. Okay. Details in the description box below. You've probably seen it at the beginning of the video. If you need like me to hold your hand to give you like maybe pinpoint something that your mind is like, you can't seem to figure out, I'm available for that. Okay. Some good stuff. And I love doing it too. All right, you guys, that's it. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, you're in Barbados, bitch. Yay.